Hi guys, today I made this steak chimichurri, which is basically an Argentinian uncooked marinade and sauce to go on my steak, but it's really good on any meat or chicken, especially if it's been grilled. Start off by making the marinade. I'm adding 100 milliliters of olive oil to a measuring jug, followed by 5 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. This sauce should be enough for 2 people, and remember this is the marinade and the sauce, so you're going to take half of it and marinate the steaks in it, and then drizzle over the remaining sauce at the end when the steaks are cooked. Next, add a good half teaspoon of sea salt flakes, and give it a quick stir now to help the salt dissolve before you add the rest of the ingredients. Next up, you'll need a small bunch of flat leaf parsley. I'm leaving the stalks in here, and just run over it back and forth with your chef knife to coarsely chop it first. Now I'm going to use a mezzaluna to really finely chop it. You could do all this in a food chopper or a processor if you like, but no point in creating a load of washing up for yourself. And if you don't have one of these things, just an ordinary knife will do fine. Just try to get it really finely chopped. Then try to pile it all into the oil and vinegar without spilling. Now do the exact same thing with a similar sized bunch of fresh coriander, or you might know this as cilantro based on whatever part of the world you're from. Just make sure that it's all chopped up really nice and fine before you add it to the jug with the oil, vinegar and parsley. I'm seeing a couple of big leaves sneak in there that weren't finely chopped, but 1 or 2 is fine, don't worry about it. Next you're going to want 1 red chili, but because all I have is this massive one, I'm just going to cut it in half and use that. De-seed if you prefer. I am going to de-seed because I can't really take all that heat, but leave in the seeds if you can. And again, just really finely chop this up as fine as you can before adding it to the jug. Next, peel and finely chop some garlic. 4 cloves should be good, though I'm actually using 5 here because some of these are real pipsqueak cloves. I would be careful here though. If you've ever seen any of my recipes, you'll know that I love garlic in my food and lots of it. But this is one of the few recipes where I wouldn't go to town on the garlic, as it is to be eaten raw, and raw garlic can be too hot and overpowering. Now take your banana shallot, or maybe 2 or 3 of the smaller ones if you can't find the banana shallots, and peel it before you finely chop it and add to the jug as well. Then give everything a really good stir until everything's all nice and combined. Now take your steak and spoon some of the mixture generously over both sides, rubbing it in lightly. Remember, you'll need the rest of this sauce later for drizzling over the steak once it's cooked, so be careful to avoid cross-contamination here. Now just let it marinate for at least 4 hours, or ideally up to 24 hours. Then I would scrape off the excess herbs because they're only going to burn on the grill pan, which you should allow heat over a really high heat before placing on your steak. I probably don't need to tell you how to cook steak here, but for a steak this thick, which was almost an inch, I gave it 2 minutes on each side. And besides flipping it, I didn't touch it at all. I didn't poke it or prod it or squeeze it or anything like that. Just leave it alone and it'll cook perfectly. Even though this grill is fiery hot, 2 minutes aside will actually cook this steak a little bit rarer than 2 minutes aside on a frying pan. Once you take it off the heat, it's really important to let it rest for 5 minutes on a chopping board before you slice it up. I think this is really nice when it's sliced up into really thin strips, and a really nice medium rare. That cast iron grill pan as well gives everything a really nice smoky barbecue flavour, even if it's too cold to barbecue outside. So now lay the strips of beef in a circle on a plate or a serving platter. This works just as well if you're going to do a load of steaks and serve them all on one big platter as well. It's really good for serving a crowd, and most of the work can be done 24 hours in advance, so it's perfect. Then bring back the remaining sauce and drizzle it generously over the cooked and sliced steak, and just serve it up and allow anyone who's eating it to just dig in and help themselves. This is so good. Thanks a million for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. You can check me out on social media if you like. You'll find all the links to my accounts in the description, as well as the link to my blog where you'll find this full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.